Good morning, Facebook. How is everyone doing? I know it's early, but this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Phone is sliding, but this is why I made the page 334. Change my mind. I want to talk about um, being comfortable, becoming comfortable being on public assistance. Um, Being comfortable on public assistance. Let me move over, y'all. I'm in a hotel in Anniston. We had to bring some shirts here to my husband's class. My phone is still sliding. Let's see what's gonna happen. Maybe let's see if it'll work right here. I should have did all this before. Oh, let's see. Let me move this out of the way. Sorry, guys. But oh, where's the camera? Camera's right there. But like I said, I wanted to talk about the subject about being comfortable on public assistance. And some of you all may not know that public assistance is only supposed to be temporary, but it has become a cycle of, you know, grandma used to be on public assistance, mama was on public assistance, sisters, everybody. It's just a continued cycle. And being on public assistance can make you bound, where you become so dependent on the system that you're not going to try to do better, or it's just a norm for everyone. And yes, I can speak on this subject because I was on public assistance. I was on Section 8. I was on, I got food stamp. And I think I got welfare maybe for about 3 months. Yeah, maybe for about 3 months. And, you know, it just, the cycle is continued until someone breaks it. And see, with public assistance, you are limited on the amount of money that you can make. You are limited on the places that you can live. Now, recently, there has been a lot of violence in Gibbs Village. I used to live in Gibbs Village. The first night that we moved into Gibbs Village, I went downstairs to get some water, and I looked out the window and I saw two men with a gun. This guy was this guy was getting something out the trunk of his car, and they ran up on the man and ran him all up the hill. So my first experience moving to Gibbs Village, I saw someone got robbed. And I think I maybe was 10 or 11. I can't remember, but that was my first experience when we moved to Gibbs Village. there was a lot of things that I was exposed to that I didn't know anything about. I didn't know anything about gangs until we moved to Gibbs Village. But anyway, back to the subject. You know, I don't know what it is about, living so close to each other. And I don't know, sometimes, your children may have a disagreement with some other kids, and then the parents end up falling out, and the kids are back together, and then, the parents are, they are enemies now, it may be a fight between them or whatever. But it's I don't know. No one wants to sit down and talk about a situation to squash it. And most of the time, a lot of us have not been taught that, okay, let's sit down and talk this situation out, so it can be resolved. The tension just gets, out of hand or whatever. But while we were living out there, the same thing happened. I can't remember why we stopped talking to these girls, but we got into a fight and all that. And when you're young, people say stuff, and then somebody go back and tell what you have said, just immature stuff, stuff that can, like I said, stuff that, when you're young, it's not something that should, get out of hand like that. But we end up getting put out of Gibbs Village. And after we got put out, we had to go stay in a hotel. So, the people that were involved in the situation out there in Gibbs Village, they're going to get put out. And, like, where are you going to go now? Can you go to family members' house? What are you going to do now? My question is, I wonder how this would have turned out if somebody would have just been like, you know what? Let's talk this out and squash this. What would the outcome have been before, leading up to the shooting? But back to what I said about being comfortable in the system. It's just like, I know people that have gotten jobs, and once they start bringing in paychecks, they have cut their food stamp down. So this person, depending on food stamp, it's like, well, when I didn't have a job, I was getting more food stamps, so I think I'm gonna let this job go because I want food stamps. I have money to buy food. Now that I have a job, I'm not getting as many food stamps as I used to, so it will be better if I quit the job. But see, that's the thing where I'm talking about when I'm saying being comfortable on the system. It limits you. It limits you. So once you start making more money, you're not going to get the same amount that you used to. But instead of thinking, well, I can make more money working instead of sitting here waiting for a food stamp once a month. And I'm just gonna be honest, me myself, I don't like going to the store having to spend my money. I don't like it, but I can. So I would rather work and have to spend my own cash than having to wait for somebody to give me some food stamp once a month. See, when you continue to have that type of mind frame that being on public assistance is a greater benefit, there's not going to be any change. You're going to stay where you are comfortable at. And in the process, you have some people have, had some good jobs. You turn down a job because you're out of your comfort zone now. You're not used to paying for groceries. You're not used to that. You're not used to, okay, so now I have to pay a little bit more rent. That's what the ultimate goal is. To be able to provide for yourself. Not to continue to be on the system. See, the thing about it is, like I said, there has to be a mind change. A mind change. A lot of the people that live in on public assistance, they're comfortable. I ain't gotta pay no rent. These folks help me. I think some people get utility checks. Some people get I don't know if it's water checks or whatever, or they pay cell phone bills. There's nothing wrong with you trying to get your own independence. Public assistance is not supposed to be a permanent thing. It is not. And I understand that some people, they do need public assistance. They cannot work. I understand that. But I'm talking to the person right now that does not have any issues that limit them from working. Especially if you have children. My children motivated me to do better. I can't remember what year it was, but someone ended up getting killed in Smiley Court. And I said, I'm not finna raise my sons in no projects. I am not finna do it. I am not, my sons are not going to be another statistic. No. And some people may argue, it can happen anywhere. You're right. But it's more likely to happen in a low income area. That's where all the crime happens at. That's where it happens at. When before I became a homeowner, my credit was bad. I made some bad decisions. I thought somebody was at the door. I thought it was my husband. I made some bad decisions. So what I did was, every year I got my income tax, I start paying off bills that were on my credit. It took me 3 years to build my credit up. 3 years. Now that may seem like a long time to you all, but that time went by so fast, now that I think about it. Rejection after rejection. No, because of your credit history. No, we can't give you a loan for a house. Rejection hurts. I'm telling you, it hurts. It really does. But like I said, I start paying out stuff on my credit. I got a unsecured credit card. I think it was Credit One Bank. So for that person who may have made some wrong decisions in the past, Hey, get you an unsecured credit card so you can build your credit up. So you can get out of that place and put your children in a safe place. A safe place. Rather you in the projects, you in a low income area, or maybe you on Section 8. It's only supposed to be temporary. While you there, start building, start paying off stuff so you can get your own place. Start doing that. There has to be a mind change. I want my own. I want better for my children. And this is Christian. And I'm gonna tell you all this. Once you make that decision that, okay, I want to do better, fear is gonna come attack you. Fear is gonna tell you, you cannot do this. No, you don't make enough money. No, you can't do this. No. And then you may have, because the hate is gonna come, rather it be your next door neighbor or your family. The hate is gonna come because you trying to end that cycle. It's gonna come. People may tell you think you better than somebody else. It's gonna come. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. Some things you just cannot share with people because they will talk you out of it. Keep your plan to yourself. Keep your plan to yourself. If it you may be one of those girls that like to get your hair done, like to get your nails done. Hey, take that money and pay that stuff out that's on your credit. Or save that money so you can have some money to make a down payment when you pay for that car. And you know what? They're gonna be looking at you. Oh, she don't get her nails done no more. She don't get her hair done no more. She must have fell out for something. Let them talk. Let them talk. Next thing they know, honey, you're gonna be out of there. Bye-bye. Do not let your dream die in no projects. Do not let your dreams die in nobody's Section 8. Do not let it die. God has so much more for you, but you got to go get it. Another thing, you got to surround yourself around people that want to go further than where they at. You got to. Because if they don't want to go any further, then you need to remove yourself away from them. And some of them may be family. It's up to you. Do you want to do better? Do you want to do better? But like I said, fear is going to come. Fear is going to tell you that, you know, once you start making more money, they're gonna cut your food stamp down. How you gonna feed your children? It's that mind. You got to change your way of thinking. It's some talented people in the projects, low income area. It's some talented people. Your talent is bigger than where you at. It's time to make some better decisions. It's time to make some moves. It's time to make some moves. It's time. You got to break the cycle. You. When I started having to pay mortgage, food, paying for food, I ain't like it. You know, it's just like the children of Israel when the Lord took them out of Egypt, and when they was out there in the wilderness, They were like, well, at least we had manna back here. That's what the enemy gonna tell you when you start having to pay for expenses that you normally don't pay for, and you may not have that much money left. The enemy gonna tell you, well at least when you was on public assistance, you had more money. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Are you gonna continue the cycle? Or are you gonna break that cycle? 334. Change my mind.